What's up, guys? Really excited. I'm always excited, especially when it's Flynoceros. So this is the latest, greatest innovation from Flynoceros. It is the Baby Sköll V3. As you can see, my favorite color, blue. Got my straps, standoffs, little cups for the screws that go in for the standoffs and so on. Look at that little bitty thing. Hang on, let me get it cut out. Well, no, we don't have to cut it out. It's Flynoceros. They come in a Ziploc bag. They've been talking about this for quite a while, and I've wanted one since they talked about putting it out, and I'm very excited to get it. Baby Sköll assembly guide. Actually, it's a pretty simple build. I've looked over how it's supposed to go together and everything, and really honestly one of the most simple builds I've ever seen. So very cool though that Flynoceros has started doing this. So there's all the stuff that's going in it. This is, if you're familiar with any of Flynoceros' recent releases, they released a TAC edition, who is another FPV pilot. He wanted a solid bottom plate. And so the TAC edition V3 Sköll is the same thing as this. It's a single bottom plate. So, and since this is a newer frame on the market, and different than what Flynoceros usually does, let me get my calipers out and let you know the sizing. Zero. So this is just for the bottom plate, and we are just a tad over 3 millimeters. So that's actually pretty thick for a bottom plate on a 3-inch quad. Here's all the bits and pieces, and there's your side plates and your top plate, and yeah, I might have to do some research. Oh, there we go. So the way these are cut, see these grooves here? You got a notch. Trying to get to it. I'm looking at the screen. So you got a notch there and a notch there. So this one here, and then this is the big one, and they slide in like so. And then you do the same thing on the other side. Obviously, you'll have your standoffs in there holding that together, and something right about there. Lots of room in between for multiple different cameras. What we are using today is the new RunCam, what they call this thing? RunCam Split Hybrid. So I wanted to give this one a try. That will easily fit in between there, and looks as though it will even be back far enough to be protected. So that's that. We're doing a Xylo Axie little bitty antenna. Going to go with the Afterburn 4-in-1 ESC from Flight 1, which is, it can be mounted 30 by 30 or 20 by 20. I'm just hoping I can make it work in this. Looks like it'll do alright. It's going to stick out the sides just a little bit. Let's go. Yeah, we may have some issues with that. Because you can do 30 by 30, and that's maybe what we'll end up doing, is mounting this 30 by 30. We'll have to see as I go along how I want to do that, but that is a possible solution. And then using the millivolt ESC 4-in-1 ESC again from Flight 1. That is a 20 by 20. I'm sorry, I'm not used to having it right there. So that is a 20 by 20 ESC. So it can be mounted through the 20 by 20 holes to the top. And then here's where the problem is going to come in, whether I can or cannot do that. Do we have enough room to do a 3-high stack? That's where we're going to possibly run into issues. So we'll see how it goes. I have a Success F4 stack that would work for this too, and would allow me to do a double stack like so. So I may do that. We'll have to see. Running the new T-Motor F1507s. These are the latest and greatest. They're 1507, 3800, which you probably can't see through the plastic. Anyway, that's what they are. All like always, running a Crossfire Nano, and in this one we're going to run the Unify Pro 32. This is the little tiny one. That one right there. Because it's such a small quad, we don't have a lot of room, so that is what I'm going to use for the VTX. And I believe that's about it. Set that back over out of the way. Go over some of the pieces that you can get if you so choose. First off, this big old fat battery strap. Man, I'm telling you what, you'll never lose a battery with that thing. Almost completely covers a 4S850. So, and I just did the 2 straps just in case I wanted to do something different or whatever. So in this one, we have the little feet, and they go in like all the other Flynoceros arm protectors. It has to scooch down in the end. Well, these points have to go inside, which protects those points, and then it just goes over the side. You can see that it kind of sticks up above and gives you plenty of room to bolt them down. What else do we have? This is for the Axie antenna. Where'd it go? I'm losing my mind. And this is a UFL because that's what the Pro 32 uses. And this is the mount that they made for this, which is pretty tough to get it in there, but that's good because it doesn't ever go anywhere afterwards. And I chose the Xylo version of this antenna because it was blue, and I wanted everything to be blue. So there we go. That will go at the back of your cage, like so. So it'll be completely protected. Very awesome idea. And then we have these, which I think are really cool, especially for a small quad. And you've got a lot of everything's right up in the front of the your camera, and you could mount a spit it out, a GoPro or a Session or whatever. You theoretically could, and with 1507s it'll work. But I didn't want to do that. I don't want to add any more weight. I'd like to have more flight time. So they're making these little covers to protect the front end, little bumpers. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to look at the pictures. I'm not sure which way they go, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be the outside of it. So obviously there's two of those, one for each side. And then these are your camera mounts. These go in Flynoceros fashion. Snap in there, and then they pinch your camera. I keep setting stuff where I can't find it. So like that on the inside, and then you push it together, and then they help hold your camera in there. Now again, what I'm really not sure of is whether or not this will work out in the end. But you've got a hole that's semi, yeah, there you can see it right in the middle. So that's where your screw goes in to grab your camera. This camera has two holes. We'll see how it goes. I'm not sure, but I will figure it out. So there's one other thing. Oh, it did come with other. Okay, there's two sets of the micro or the camera brackets. So there's those, or you can use these, which will have, come on, focus, room for two screws. Now, I don't think these are kind of wide apart. Yeah, still too wide, but that would allow you to mount a micro camera in there, because you can see how much farther they stick out. So those are in there too. And then these are your mounts for your body. I actually need to look at the directions. I don't know if they go in the front or the back. I'm just gonna say the front. Yeah, these push down in here with the rounded edge on the top of your frame. So work those down in there. You heard that snap in probably. Fit in there nice and tight, and you do one on the back and one on the front, and that's gonna hold your frame on there. And again, something that Flynoceros always does is they make their call it a canopy, in a way that you can open it up on a hinge one way or the other to get to your electronics on the inside. So I've always thought that was a really cool idea. And you want to run your standoffs, the short ones, it comes with two short ones, and you'll run those through there. And now, well, I'm not going to say now. I have to look at what those are. Where'd our screw bag go? I know I just saw it. Do. I'm so excited, I keep putting stuff and I can't find it. I know I just had it. There they are. I told you I just had it. I'm going to show you this real quick to get it together more or less, just so you see how it's done and the easiest way to do these. So where'd our thing go? Okay, so for our antenna, again, find the right size standoffs, shove them in there, and they're a little tough on these. The easiest way is to get them started and then just push down. Until they get in there all the way. So you can see there's stuff down in there. So now take the side of your canopy and just do this on one side of the frame. And guess what? I don't have my driver out. So, all right, so we've got that. We're going to have a standoff here. And we're going to, I know there was more, there we go. A standoff here. And now I'm out of screws. And a standoff at the bottom. Alright, so that's your standoffs. And now those can all mate up on both sides. So now you can take and put one side on here. Well, you don't even want to do that yet. Find our battery plate again. And as I said, you've got two here and then two here that are spaced out farther. So slip them in there. Take the other side and do the same. Like so. And now you run your screws in there on your standoffs. There. Now, like I said, I'm gonna have to take this back apart and at least to a small extent to actually build the rest of it, build it together. But I wanted to show you this. If you have not seen a Flynoceros frame, that is really wide. So, I have standoffs that are wide enough to go through here, but I'm not sure whether that's supposed to be that way or not. Yes, it does. Right here it shows you, and it depends on the width. You can, I'm assuming, get a narrower one. I didn't notice that as an option, but you can get a narrower one. I like this option, just my opinion. So, we're going to have to push the short standoffs out, and this would have been a lot easier if I'd have done it right the first time. That's not going to work. Yeah, that's too big. Hang on just a second, be right back. Alright, now I got some tools. So we'll use this to push that out. Now we'll run the correct length through there. And I have a feeling that's what these are for. Would you look at that? And those make it perfect. So do the same thing on here. Again, take the shorter ones. It comes with 4 of each size, so it comes with these longer ones, so I'm assuming you can make it even wider. Again, I didn't notice the options for that, but so now we have a Baby Sköll. Hee hee! Nice looking little quad. My personal opinion is that it was well executed the way they built it. Like I said at the beginning, true Flynoceros ingenuity and quality and design and thought in their design. I like it a lot. Should be a really, really fun little quad. Now that that's on there, how is that going to look? Gotta find the right holes. There we go. So that's okay with me there, but as we stack it up, you know, we can get that on there, but I'm not so sure this is going to go on top too. Although I thought, yeah, you know, it fits in there, but I don't know if I like that. So I'm really not sure how I'm going to do this. I really want to try this camera out. It's going to have to use the bottom screw, which is going to keep the camera up higher. You can see the screw hole in there, and that's the higher of the two. It's not going to completely get it back, but with the sides being on there, they stick out a little ways, so I think that would probably protect it. But anyway, that's the main thing. Was I wanted to show you guys how to get the frame together very quickly, honestly. Get it together, and then from this point on, I will go ahead and build it out, and then I'll do a overview video of what I did and how I did it, anything that might be important, in case you want to build exactly what I built. But so that's it. Flynoceros, Josh in particular, being that he's the owner, you guys did a great job on this. This is a very cool little quad, and I can't wait to finish it up and get it in the air. So until next time, keep your baby safe. See you the next time around. Stay safe, everyone.